So this format is going to be a little bit different. We're doing like a Q&A style live, but the questions are from ChatGPT. So it's like frequently most asked questions about ads. And I'm being impatient, so I'm just going to go live. But I have an idea that's like funny for this content, but that'll probably be for like shorts or like or Instagram, like the short form channels. Anyway, so and we're on the way to the gym, and there are 20 questions. So the first question is, what inspired you to specialize in Facebook and Instagram ads for hairstylists? So initially, I got into digital marketing in like 2015, and in my mind, I wanted to make like passive income like through AdSense. So set up a blog, get traffic to it, and make money from the ads. And little did I know that was like the probably the least ineffective way to try to make money online. And you can still do it now, but it was kind of like phasing out. The popular thing when I got started was e-commerce, but I did not want to get into e-commerce. I was not trying to follow trends either. But anyway, and the method that I was trying to use to make money online is extremely slow because you have to build like websites, um, write blogs to get all this traffic to it. Then it's like you get paid off AdSense. But for you to make any significant money from AdSense, you need a ton of traffic. So while I was doing that, I was also trying everything else under the sun. I've done Fiverr, affiliate marketing, um, little black hat YouTube channels. I had all of these different. I had a hookah blog. I had a CBD blog. I was doing everything. But what was happening was nothing was like gaining traction because at that point in the journey, I didn't understand the power of focus. I was a let me do 10 things at once and see what like works type of person, which a lot of people are. They have that mindset. But in reality, if you just take all your efforts and put it into one thing, the one thing will work with enough time, energy, effort, money. So what ended up happening was I saw this guy posted in the Facebook group because when you're in digital marketing, they encourage you to get in like marketing Facebook groups and things like that. This guy posted and like his results. He had been getting clients, I think, for dentists. So he had signed dentists, and he posted like the money that he made or whatever. And he was like, "Well, I'm looking to help like 2 more people," some bullshit like that. So, and he was charging $500 at the time, and this was like so much money to me. Like, I've spent thousands of dollars on bags and trips and going out and all of that, but the $500 was a lot. Because the mindset of like investing into your business, hey Glam, is different, especially when you're just beginning. It's so hard. Like the first money I ever invested into like my education, like me learning a new skill to go on this journey was $27 per month, and I could not bring myself to pay that $27. Like it took a while. It's so crazy, and I see this now with new entrepreneurs. Like they get real finicky and they become accountants and shit when it comes to their business. They're talking about ROI and profits, but like let's you say, hey, let's go to Jamaica or fucking Tulum or some stupid shit, and they have unlimited money for that. Unlimited. Anyway, so I contemplated. I did a sales call with this guy, and he convinced me. I was like, I have the money in like a few days. So got the money. I hit him up, and what I know now is he's essentially like ripped off somebody else's course or coaching and like resold it, but like a skeleton version of it. And I kind of felt like I got scammed, not because of me realizing he ripped off the content, because I didn't know that until later. It was because he basically had me do this exercise, and he was like, make a list of the top 10 industries of your friends and family. And I mean, I'm black, so you're talking like 6 out of 10 is hairstylists. And I did not want to serve hairstylists because all of my peers, they're serving doctors and lawyers and dentists, like all of these high paying professions. And I'm not knowing any better. I'm under the impression that hairstylists don't have money, they don't want to pay, they don't, ignorant shit. But one thing about coaching, that's what I don't do that. If I pay you, and regardless of if I agree with you or not on what you have coached me on doing, I have to do it because I've paid. And you can't be so, I can't find the word, but you can't be in the mindset of like, I'm going to do what I want to do or try to put my spin on it. If you pay somebody for coaching, just follow the coaching. If it don't work, then you go ahead and put your spin on it. But anyway, the list 6 out of 10 hairstylists, and I ended up, this is a long ass story for like the first fucking question. Hairstylist, and my daughter's mom, when I met her, she was doing hair, but not like seriously, like as a hobby. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey, you still interested in doing hair? And she was like, yeah. So I literally took everything that I knew about marketing or getting awareness, getting attention, getting customers, and I applied it to her hair business. So I started this free WordPress.com site. So WordPress.com, there's WordPress.com, WordPress.org. .org is like the more technical site where you need to know a little bit, have a little bit of technical ability. .com is kind of like the drag and drop site, and they're free as long as you keep the .wordpress in your domain name. So y'all can look this up now. It still exists. It's called bestsoinsdallas.wordpress.com. And the reason why I went with Best Sewins Dallas is because I was learning SEO and ads, Pinterest, YouTube. Anyway, by me having the keyword that I'm trying to target inside of the URL, like the domain, I'm more likely to show for that keyword when somebody goes to Google and search. So if you ever, I don't think it's like that now, but back then, if you would search Best Sewin Dallas, we would show up like number one, like we were the only result that showed for that keyword. So anyway, that's how I got started within the hair space. That was my journey into hair. I could dive a little bit deeper, but we're like 8 minutes already on like one question. I see we have like 4 live viewers, so if y'all have any questions, feel free to chime in. I want to sell my wigs and package up my knowledge for digital products. Yeah, I always encourage people, especially if you have physical products, do the digital first, because the money that you make from your digital products, you can take and then fund everything on the physical side. And if you just so happen to lose, it doesn't really cost you anything. Or not necessarily lose, but physical, you need funds. Unless you just have a strong ass brand, you're really good at marketing, you're really good at sales, you're gonna need money to get you through all of that. So I always encourage people, figure out digital first, digital products, because there's no expense to sell it unless you're running ads. Like, that's literally your only expense. So that's how I would approach that situation. Next question: how important are Facebook and Instagram ads for hairstylists to look to grow their client base? I would say it's going to be one of the most important things. At the end of the day, running the ad is just creating awareness. It's marketing, advertising. So you can go pass out 300 business cards a day. Like, I'll never forget when I was coming into this industry, like, one thing they teach you have to do research. So the people that I was becoming aware of was like Ming Lee, and I think her name was like Diva Glam Styles or some shit like that. And one thing that stuck out about Ming Lee, like I was consuming all of her shit like on YouTube, is she was like, I think she said she would pass out like 300 or 400 business cards a day. Regardless of what industry or business you're in, if you pass out 300 to 400 business cards a day, it's kind of hard to fail. So my point is not that ads are like the most important, it's just important to advertise. You always need new people becoming aware that you exist. The difference between an ad and a business card is I can exchange my money for awareness and reach and attention and stay my ass in the house versus interacting with 300 or 400 different people every day. So you kind of have to weigh your strong suits or weigh maybe your financial situation. Maybe you don't have $10 a day to invest in ads, but maybe you're not rich in money, but you're rich in time. And if you're rich in time, you could walk your ass in the mall every day and pass out cards, which is a whole video in itself. I think I had made a post. I'm like, you can't be busy and broke. Like, that's not a real thing. And most poverty-stricken people be telling me don't use the word poor. They always seem to be busy. Like that word even comes out of their mouth. Like, I'm busy, but it's like you can't be both. Like, you're, I guess, either making yourself busy or just poor at prioritizing time. But you can't do both. If you're busy, like for real, and your time is of value, you're gonna have money. And that's how we end up in situations where, in my business, if I need something done in my business, 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna do it myself. Because for most situations, I have more money than I have time. But I've been at the very bottoms. The story I explained to you, the first question, that's the bottoms, where I was doing everything, building my own websites, writing my own content, doing my own logo, like everything. But anyway, let's see. Question 3: can you walk us through the basics setting up of an ad campaign? So I can tell you, I do have tutorials on this channel. I can tell you, but it's better to actually see it. But now when you hop into the ads manager, you hit the create button, you pick your objective. So if you're after clients for your service business, typically you may go with a message campaign. So when someone clicks on your ad, it'll open up a conversation in Messenger or in your DMs. These are not the most effective ads, but they're worth testing out if you don't have proper technology. And I'll explain. You don't have proper technology like on your back end to run the, I guess, best performing ads, which is going to be lead or sales objective campaigns. Meaning when someone clicks on your link from your ad, they go to your booking site or your funnel or your website, but your booking site, website, funnel has a pixel attached. And the pixel is essentially like a memory card for your website. It just saves the type of person that comes to your site. It saves what they do on your site. So if they book, if they added a product to a cart, that type of information. And why that's relevant is because when you set up a lead objective or a sales objective ad, you can tell Facebook, hey, go find me people who are likely to book. And why that's important is because you can get your ad in front of more targeted people who are likely to take your desired action of booking. No other ad on the platform really does that. If you run a message objective ad, it's just going to serve your ads to people who are likely to message you, not necessarily book. But in the message ad, because I've set up message ads for people, I've run message ads for our own business. Message ads work when you get messages for really cheap because you need so many of them. Let's say you need 50 messages to actually get one person to book. Now, if you're paying like $3 per message, the math on that probably won't make sense because it would cost you $150 to actually get a booking. So that's kind of how you have to weigh that. If you get a message really if not, the math just doesn't work. So it just depends. But the end all be all best case scenario is you having you running a sales objective or a lead objective ad, targeting everyone in your city like within a 10 or 15 mile radius. You don't have to do any targeting. The targeting right now is called Advantage Plus, where you basically let Facebook figure it out for you. 2 to 3 pieces of good content. Good content meaning content that's already getting engagement on your page. So good likes, good shares, good comments. Just run that as your ad, and drive the traffic to a landing page or a funnel or a booking site that has the ability to at least have a pixel on it, so Facebook can track what people do on your site. So as Facebook see people booking, they're going to get your ads in front of more people that are likely to book. That's it. I've been behind the chair 21 years and I'm ready to retire. I need this. Ooh, that's a long time. But yeah, you're in a perfect position. 21 years, you have a ton of experience. So and you have to think of like all aspects of imagine a brand new hairstylist that's just come into the game. Like, what does she need? Does she need to know how to manage money? Does she need to know how to manage inventory? Does she need to be good at customer service? Does she need to know how to market? So these are like 4 things that I just named. Like each of those, you could have a digital product for each of those verticals, which could just be an ebook. It doesn't even have to be a course solving a specific problem. Hey, how to be better at how to be a ideal hairstylist that's good at customer service and retains 90% of our clients. Hey, how to keep at least 30 to 40% of the money you make as a hairstylist and not be a broke hairstylist. Hey, how to go out and attract 1 to 2 new extension clients per day. So again, positioning your products as solutions to problems. I don't think I covered the problem, but you get what I'm saying. It's like even naming your digital products aid in you selling them, especially if it's positioned in a way to help solve a problem. People always tend to pay money to solve problems. So keep that in mind when creating your digital products. You don't want to just throw something out there for the sake of just pushing it out there. But yeah, 21 years, you have a ton of experience. And I know one thing people get caught up on when creating digital products is, what do they call it? Like imposter syndrome. Thinking that, what do I know? Oh, that's common sense. I hear that so much and it's so funny. I'm like, doing like some of the best hair in the world is not common sense. Like I know this girl, she's like really good, frontals and closures and, laying the lace and all of that bullshit. Like really good. But in her mind, it's like, oh, that's common sense. I'm like, yeah, until I show you like someone's hair that we all just don't agree that it's good, then y'all are making fun of it. Then it's not so much common sense. It's like, oh, she can't do hair. But anyway, how do you identify your target audience when creating an ad for hairstylists in the salon? So I always get this target audience question, and it's so funny. People are always asking like, how do I find my target market? Like, you identify your target market. You can't ask me like, who's my target market? So when running ads, it's not the targeting or the interest that you select. If you're watching this live, can I get a thumbs up? If you're running ads, you can't pick, let's say, hairstylists that only specialize in silk press, or hairstylists that only do box braids. You can't pick those interests. So how do you do targeting? Before you set up your ads, you have to identify who it is that you want to serve. Then what you do as the creator or the runner of the ad is you call out to that person or the group of people within your ad copy and within your the actual content of your ad. You're doing call outs. So these call outs is going to do the targeting for you. And Facebook is extremely Smart. So as people stop scrolling, then stop scrolling and engage. So like viewing the content, then stop scrolling, engage, view, and click. Facebook is going to start paying attention to that. So it's like, hey, this type of person usually stops scrolling, engage, and click. Let's get the ad in front of more people like her. And that's how you just got laser targeted with your ads. But you got to be specific in the content. Again, with who you're talking to, you got to be specific in the caption with who you're talking to. And that's just what can y'all like the stream. I don't know how to explain it. Y'all putting thumbs up in the chat. Like the engagement button. But anyway, it's fine. Comments are cool too. But comment any questions y'all have. So that's what does the laser targeting for you. Now, this is only the click. This is what happens on Facebook. This is not, it has nothing to do with what happens outside of Facebook, meaning after they click. So, and this is why a lot of people's ads mess up, because they don't understand that the whole entire experience has to be cohesive. From the click to me landing on your website to me like checking out or booking with you. So if I see an ad that says, hey, I have a $400 K-tip deal for the first 400 client, not 400, but first 5 clients that sign up, and I land on your website and your website's talking about silk presses, that's not a cohesive experience and your ads may not work. So from the actual click to your landing page has to be a cohesive experience in order for your ads to work. So keep that part in mind too. You don't want a lot of confusion happening within your funnel, because a confused buyer is a non-buyer. We just got to the gym, but I don't see anybody on the pickleball court, so I'll keep going. Do you think that Facebook is the mecca of all social media? That's a beautiful question. Yes. But don't ask me why. I mean, so when we're talking about Facebook, I guess we're talking about Meta. And Meta houses Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp. Like, I look at these social media platforms like it's plantations. So one of the biggest plantations with one of the best masters is Facebook. So Mark Zuckerberg is, I guess, CEO, whatever. And one thing I've noticed with him, like if he sees competition coming up, like he'll either try to acquire it or stamp it out or stomp it out. So I believe they tried to acquire. I don't, maybe. So y'all heard the news about TikTok, and they're trying to push to ban TikTok and all that bullshit. 9 times out of 10, these other social media platforms are pushing that agenda as well, like behind the scenes. Because what's happening is TikTok is removing users from these platforms, and if me being Mark Zuckerberg, if I can't buy you like I did with Instagram, but they got Instagram early before the Instagram even knew what time it was. They tried Snapchat, that didn't work. They said no. Then that's when they released stories and just they for the most part killed Snapchat. Snapchat still exists, but it doesn't. I don't think it's still as meaningful as it was. So it's kind of hard to beat them. Now, when we're talking ads and social media, is 2 different things. Now, ads specifically, I don't think there's any platform better than Facebook when it's talking about ads at all. Hands down, if you go Google right now, where's the money being spent? It's being spent on Facebook. And there's a reason for that. Because the returns are here. Their platform is the smartest. They can get you in front laser targeted people tomorrow. actually today. And that matters because a lot of these platforms like Pinterest, they have like weird rules. Like you can launch a campaign and they'll be like, well, based on our algorithm, you need to run your ads for about 7 to 30 days before expecting a conversion. Like I've been on the phone with people at Pinterest and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. How does that even work? If I launch an ad and someone clicks and everything aligns, like my ad aligns, my funnel aligns, like my sales are on point, how does this not perform the exact same as Facebook? But anyway, so yeah, as long as these other platforms are a struggle to get ads up and running immediately, like and get sales and get a return on your money, they're never going to beat Facebook. And Facebook is one of the oldest outside of like a Google. um, YouTube was like '07. I think Facebook was before that. Yeah, Facebook is one of the oldest platforms, so it's hard to beat them. And Facebook is kind of early with the VR shit. That's what the whole meta thing was. That's like a world inside of a world. They want to be like, which they are now. It's just like we're not fully immersed in digital, the digital world yet. So this is kind of like some, don't call me conspiracy theories. But ideally, remember these platforms, all of them want you on the platform. But imagine if you were in the platform. And I know that sounds crazy, but you staring at your phone all day, scrolling, whatever it is that you're doing on this platform, that's you being in. But they want you a different level of in, like fully immersed. And if y'all ever tried the virtual reality headsets, that's what that's about. You put these goggles on and now you're in a new digital world. The issue right now with VR is it's not accessible to everyone because of the cost. It's just not fully worked out. Some people still get sick when they put that stuff on. And it's just not practical. But 5 years, 10 years, that's just going to be practical as hell. So we'll no longer be on your phone consuming, scrolling through. You would just be in it. And that's kind of why Facebook, they went all in on that VR meta world. They want to build like a world inside of the world where you go in, you can hang with your friends and shop and party and all of that shit. So as long as they could figure that out, and you have to be early with stuff like that, like really like so early where people think you're stupid, which they are. If the world just naturally gravitates towards VR, like I think it will, we're already here anyway. And Facebook is positioned properly. They're the only ones really investing money into this. Like they're gonna win indefinitely because no one else right now, TikTok, Pinterest, Google, YouTube. YouTube has some VR capabilities and 360 content capabilities, but they're not like serious about it. Like Facebook is the only one serious. Anyway, if the world gets pushed in that direction and Facebook has executed properly on that, which I don't doubt that they will, they're gonna be number one like indefinitely. Intel. I'm not gonna give y'all the intel. Hairstylist has to learn to stay relevant. Yeah, I know we got kind of sidetracked. Yeah, they do. Like at the end of the day, this is all about attention. And I see a lot of. It's funny because I'll see hairstylists and be like, "Oh, I got shadow banned." Like your content is just not good, and people don't want to hear that. It's like go look at my content. You're like talking about 5 likes here, 10 likes there, 20 likes there. But there are outliers. I have like some 200 like posts, 300 like posts with 20,000 views. And there's a clear difference. And they don't understand those concepts. Like if you go scan through your own content and see what got the engagement, what got the views, what got the reach, you just need to do more of that. I know what type of content I need to do if I need engagement. I know what type of content I need to do if I want no one to engage with it. I just need to post something educational. People don't engage with that shit. Not on Instagram. And even here on YouTube, my content that gets the most engagement is like this style of content where I'm essentially like telling a story. I could post a million how to run Facebook ad tutorials. It usually gets about the same amount of everything. So yeah, you definitely need to stay relevant. And that doesn't necessarily mean like hop on trends, but relevant like, hey, I need to be present. Go live when you can. You know, obviously you if you're a hairstylist you have to do hair, but if your main way of creating awareness around your business is like let's say through Instagram, Instagram has reels, live, DM, stories, your feed, or like your regular posts, then we can even count threads. So there's like 6 channels on Instagram specifically that you can distribute content across to stay relevant, to stay top of mind. That's level one. Level two is taking that awareness, taking that attention, and converting them into leads. So emails and text. Leads are people that you can reach out to. That's all that means. If you're building a business, regardless of what business, right now with no leads, like you're destined for failure. Unless, and it's still just not gonna last long unless you're like new to the scene with like some revolutionary something that no one else has. If that's not you, you need to be collecting leads for email marketing. It's like, oh well, people don't open emails. Emails don't work. Like, stop it. You open emails, so emails work. You need to collect emails and phone numbers to have a real business because you know one day these platforms may just pull the plug on you, which they slowly do anyway. And when I say pull the plug, it means they make changes that the majority of people are not willing to go with. So imagine that's why when people think TikTok, when TikTok was coming around, that's why everybody thought TikTok was for kids that danced. Because from their perspective, in order to get a lot of views and a lot of reach and a lot of whatever, every time I see this, every time I see a lot of likes, a lot of views, every time I see virality, it's a kid dancing. So they're under the impression that you have to be a dancing kid, which is not the case. One second. The objective is just to honestly just show up and provide value. Thank you for this information. Do schedule posts, reform, quality. That's a good question as well. Thanks, Troy. Thank you. That question is tricky. I'll just talk from my experience. I think there's some baked in algorithm. If you haven't scheduled that post on that platform, because some of them have a scheduled post feature, then they're gonna kill your reach. Because y'all probably not on the last challenge, but I promoted this tool called Metricool. It's metricool.com, I believe, which allows you to schedule your posts for YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. And what I noticed, because what we were doing was building a brand new brand, and when we went from manual posting to scheduling all of the posts, like all of the engagement dropped. Now, there were some instances here and there where some pieces of content would pop, but for the majority of the posts, it seems like very, very low, like unnaturally low engagement and reach. So I'm pretty sure, even though they're like, oh, this scheduling tool is trusted by Facebook, trusted by Instagram, whatever, I don't think those platforms like that. And if you just think about the whole entire reason of social media and the whole reason that these platforms want you on the platforms, it essentially goes against their rules of time on platform. Think about it. If you schedule your posts, you're passively on the platform. You're basically trying to leech off of them, because when you post, you want your content to go out so you can essentially get your desired result, desired action, which may be engagement, likes, views, sales, followers, whatever the case may be. So by you not actually being on the platform, you kind of like trying to game the system. You're trying to come take without giving the platform what they want. So it kind of makes sense why they would lower your reach or engagement. So I would stay away from them. Now maybe that works if you're like fucking Mr. Beast or something. But even then, I'm pretty sure Mr. Beast, he could potentially schedule a post, but I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be on YouTube. He won't schedule a post. It doesn't even make sense for him to do that. Well, I don't know. I'm just assuming, but I don't think he would schedule a post on the third party. But my point about being Mr. Beast is because it's Mr. Beast. Like, you know, his content is usually just gonna go. So if you're like one of the best content creators in the world, then you know maybe in this scenario it's different. But if you're like just like us regular folks trying to get 10,000 views on something, we probably should stay away from that until we learn how to be like top tier creators. Dang, boys not playing pickleball today. Cause I definitely don't feel like lifting no weights. Mr. Beast is insane. Yeah, he started his journey with the mindset of being number one, and like he did that. He just became the most subscribed channel. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. If you just joined it, can you please like give me the like the video, like hit that thumb icon. Also subscribe if you're new here. Also send me some questions. It's crazy. We've been on here like almost 40 minutes, and I think we've only made it to question number 4. So question 5 is, what are some common mistakes hairstylists make when creating ads? I would say not spending enough money. So this says creating ads. I don't know if this means the ad creative, the entire campaign. So I'll touch on both. Not spending enough money on your campaign, that's the number one mistake. They think that it's a time thing. And it kind of is, but not really. And what I mean is, let's say you do sew-ins and you include the hair, and you charge $500. And within that $500 deal, let's say there's like $300 of profit for you. You have to figure out of your $300 of profit, what are you willing to give up in order to get a customer when running ads. So I usually tell people, hey, be willing, at least willing, to spend half of your profit to get a customer into your chair for this $500 service. So in this example, your half of your profit will be $150, which I think is pretty good money to get a customer. What happens is, most hairstylists, they'll launch an ad campaign and they'll put a $5 per day budget on it. And I'm gonna stretch it. I'm gonna say, okay, and they'll run the ad for 10 days. If anyone's somewhat decent at math, 10 days times $5 is $50. And if our target cost to get a customer is $150, we're $100 short. In that scenario where we need to spend $150 to actually get one customer, at $5 per day, you would literally need to let your ads run 30 days. That's why I tell people, no, you don't need a specific dollar amount per day. You don't need to spend a lot of money per day. But if you are running with a lower budget, you need to give your ads time. So it's best, again, to figure out before you even hit that publish button, what's the most I'm willing to spend to get a customer into my chair? like realistically. You don't like play around. Like, oh, $20. Of course, we would want to get clients in our chair for $20, but that's not always realistic. So it's like, what's the most I'm willing to spend? So figure that out before launching your ads, and you should see definitely better results as long as you spend enough money. So that's the one of the most common mistakes I see is lack of spend. The other mistake is, it's not necessarily a mistake, but imagine, you're setting up your ad and you post your content. Some people may post like a woman just got her hair done, like really pretty and all of that stuff. I like to put the actual words or graphics on the photo. So imagine just a photo where a girl just got her hair done. Then that we have that same photo, but it says, "Hey, women in Dallas looking for a silk press." So we're actually in the ad creative itself. We're calling out to women in Dallas that want a silk press. The difference is sometimes people will scroll and they would see like the girl with the hair, and imagine if she's really pretty. And sometimes they even include the girl's body in the picture. You kind of start attracting the wrong people, or people may not even know it. Like, this is an ad for actually getting a silk press. They may just think it's like some pretty girl that just popped up on her feed, and don't let you include her body in it. And she has a nice body. Now you have like dudes on the ad, and everything's just messed up. I have a client right now. She sells clothing, so she has to be fully in the picture. But it's just a woman in the content. So you know how dudes are. You hit your explore page and it's like a girl, and like, oh, her butt is big, and you click on it, not knowing that this was an advertisement for clothing. Then your audience and algorithm start getting weird because you're starting to attract. I don't know if y'all know that girl Sierra Rogers, but that's kind of what happened with her. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's still in business doing millions of dollars or whatever, but she didn't realize, this was years ago. She literally had to make a girls only Instagram page, like, where she was just like not accepting dudes. But based on her content, she had been attracting a lot of dudes. And it's like, why am I getting, and she was still making sales, but it wasn't all the way translated. It's like, why am I getting like 100,000 views or a million views on this post, but not necessarily even making like 10 cents or $1 per view on the other end? Is because this is hitting like the wrong audience. And I said all of that to say, make sure your content is specific to like one group of people. So just make sure you have ample call outs. You have your actual content itself to make a call out, so you can like put words on it. Then you have your caption where you can make a call out. Like, hey, I serve women over 30 who want silk presses. Hey, I serve 45-year-old professional women that like sew-ins. Like, get specific. Like, if you notice there's a certain type of woman that's always sitting in your chair, or a certain type of woman that you love to do business with, like, they're typically professional women, they're married with 2 kids, who are like 35 to 50, like, don't be afraid to call out to that group of people if that's who you want. Same as I call out to hairstylists or hair brands or wig makers. Any questions? Any questions? Again, if you're just joining, please give me a thumbs up. I'll probably stay on like a few more minutes. Just trying to wait to see if anybody's gonna jump on a pickleball court. So question 6, we have 20 questions, but I'm probably not gonna get through all of them. How can hairstylists create compelling ad copy that attracts potential clients? I'll just give you like a copy and paste type answers for this one. So I would just use ChatGPT. All you have to do is tell ChatGPT like, hey, I'm a hairstylist in this city. So I'm a hairstylist in Dallas. I specialize in silk presses. I'm running an ad to get women over 30 into my chair for my new silk press service for $200 that includes this, and that. Can you help me write compelling ad copy? Reply yes if you understand. Enter. It's going to reply yes. Then you're going to say, now give me 5 variations of the ad copy. Enter. Then it'll give you 5 variations. Then you just tweak it to fit like you, like your voice, your brand, and you copy all 5 of those because you have 5 slots or 5 opportunities inside of Facebook to like put ad copy or text. So do that. That's what I would do for ad copy. ChatGPT is pretty, especially ChatGPT like the 4.0 version is pretty good at writing ad copy. At least better than you if you don't write ad copy. Let's see. What type of visuals work best in ads for hair salons and stylists? I would say test video, photo, and carousel. So those are the 3 different types of ads you can run. There's no definitive type of content that just works the best. But you can test all 3 just to see what sticks out. So video, photo, carousel. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this live up. If y'all enjoyed this, thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment any questions you have, and I'll answer them. I'll answer them on the next live. Talk to y'all.